Well, we just completed the 3,000-mile race across America, which is a bicycle race from Oceanside, California to Annapolis, Maryland. We created a charity called Ohio Cycle Works Charities, and the sole recipient of the funds of that charity is Akron Children's Hospital.
Why children?
We chose Akron Children's for a number of reasons. Number one is that I had a personal experience with my son approximately 5 years ago where he needed to have an emergency surgery, and Akron Children's absolutely took care of us, wore kit gloves throughout the process, and for that we're eternally grateful. Also, one of our good friends, Barry Toman, had his son Jake had a life-changing surgery actually the day that we left to go out to California, and this ride was dedicated to Jake. But in the big scheme of things, what we wanted to do as a group of riders was to really be able to support our community, and specifically the kids in our community. And with the way that Akron Children's takes care of the community, whether or not the families can pay for it or not, we really wanted to be able to support that and give back to the hospital.
Explain who was on the team.
The 8 members of the team, besides myself, were Sean Aker, Matthew Geis, Brian Zupancic, Scott Garcher, Michael Fichter, Jody Demeline, and Terry Horner.
Explain what it was like. That had to be an interesting experience. You said it was 24 hours a day.
It was. So during the 3,000-mile trip, we did not stop. We went 24 hours a day. We were set up in that we had 2 teams of 4. So we would have 4 riders essentially on the road taking turns riding for approximately 4 to 5 hours, at which point we would swap out with the other 4 or 5 guys who were at that time getting rest in one of our RV vehicles.
Any wild experiences, or is it just all a blur now?
There were a lot of wild experiences. I think the most difficult part of the trip was probably in Kansas. In Kansas, we experienced temperatures of 115 degrees while we were riding during the day, and we also experienced crosswinds of 35 to 40 miles an hour, which at times almost literally picked up our bikes and ourselves and put us into a different lane of traffic. So it was very difficult.
And you raised money for the hospital. Did you reach your goal, or is there people?
We did. Well, we're still going towards our goal. The total goal, including funds from the riders, in-kind donations from companies like FedEx Custom Critical. The total goal was $100,000 to raise, and to date we've raised just over $91,000. So we're very close to our goal.
How do people, if they want to donate, where do they go?
Absolutely. We have a website that is set up, which is ohiocycleworkscharities.org, and right on the main page of our website there is a link where they can make a contribution through PayPal.
You're also telling me Jake was your inspiration. I imagine you said at tough times you got to think of somebody that's going through something that's got to...
Absolutely. We knew that we were going to struggle. We had a number of experiences throughout the trip, whether it is weather related or otherwise. We averaged about 3 hours of sleep a night. So we really wanted to have a picture of why it was that we were doing this to keep us motivated. So we had these posters of Jake Toman created. We had those inside each vehicle, and we had them as magnets on the outside of each vehicle. So as we struggled, we could really continue to remember how fortunate we are that we are healthy and that we are able to do this, and that we're giving back to kids in our community.
All of you guys bikers to begin with, or was that a struggle? I could imagine you had to have some pain going that.
No, we've all been cyclists for a number of years. We did hire a coach in January, so we've been on a very specific training plan for approximately the last 6 months, and I think it really prepared us very well to take on the obstacles that we had to face during the trip.